Ever wonder why paying off debt feels impossible? From credit cards to student loans, it can feel like you'll never get ahead, and I get that. It's a hard truth that the process can feel overwhelming, but you can pay off debt faster than you think. Today, I'm breaking down 8 realistic ways to pay off debt faster than you ever thought possible. These aren't gimmicks or clickbait, they're real strategies that anyone can use, even if you don't make a lot of money. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share the exact method that can make paying off debt much easier. Before we get started, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm Crystal, former corporate finance girly turned entrepreneur and personal finance educator. I have this not so crazy idea that anyone, no matter who you are or where you come from, can master financial literacy and build generational wealth. And I'm here to share some strategies on how to do just that. So stick around and become a part of my community if you're ready to get wild about wealth. All right, let's get to it. When it comes to paying off debt, only paying the minimum payment is a trap. Lenders want you to pay the minimum because it keeps you in debt for longer, sometimes even adding years to your payments. For example, if you have $5,000 on a credit card at a 20% interest rate and you only pay the minimum each month, it could take you over 16 years to pay it off, and you will have paid thousands in interest. But here's the good news. Even paying just $50 or $100 more than the minimum payment can cut years off of your debt payoff timeline. If you want to pay off debt fast, making additional payments over the minimum payment amount is the first habit to start. Okay, number 2. One of the most overlooked ways to pay off debt is simply asking for a lower interest rate. Just pick up the phone and call your credit card company. Now, I don't mean call and say, hey, can you lower my interest rate? Hee hee hee. No, you need to call with a specific script. Here's one I like to use. Hi, my name is Crystal. I've been a customer with ABC Credit for 5 years. I'd like to speak with someone about lowering my interest rate. I've always made my payments on time, and I'd really like to continue to be a customer of ABC Credit. But I've noticed my current APR is 25%, and I know there are other cards offering lower rates right now. Today, I'd just like to discuss options to reduce my rate. What can you do for me? Now, if you get pushback from the representative initially, hit them with this. Well, I'd really like to remain a loyal customer, and without a rate reduction, I'm not sure I can do that. XYZ Credit is currently offering a rate of 18%, but I prefer not to take my business elsewhere. Can you check if there are any balance transfer options or promotional offers that I can take advantage of without applying for new credit? It's as simple as that. If you've been making your payments on time and your account is in good standing, there's a good chance they'll reduce your rate, sometimes by quite a few percentage points. It may not seem like much, but even a 5% drop in interest can save you hundreds, if not thousands, over time. It's a 10-minute call that can literally change how fast you can pay off debt. Just remember to be polite and professional, but be persistent. If it doesn't work the first time, wait a day or two and call back. Now, here's one of my favorite ways to jumpstart your debt payoff: the 90-day sprint. For the next 3 months, cut your expenses down to the bare minimum. No extras, no unnecessary spending. Then take every dollar you save, plus any extra money from working overtime, selling items around the house, or short-term side hustles, and throw it at your debt. This method is super effective because one of the biggest issues with cutting expenses is the psychological impact of you thinking you have to miss out on your favorite things. But if you only had to go without some of those things for a short period of time, the cuts may not feel as discouraging. But here's the key. You have to choose a strategy to supercharge your debt payoff. Here are 2 methods to consider. The debt snowball method, where you pay off the smallest balances first to get quick wins and really kind of build momentum. Or you could use the debt avalanche method, where you pay off the highest interest debt first to save the most money. Over time, the debt avalanche method does mathematically benefit you the most. But there's no wrong answer here. The best method is the one you'll actually stick to. Either way, a 90-day sprint combined with the snowball method or the debt avalanche method can help you pay off debt faster and strategically. I'll be making a video later in this series to specifically explain the difference between the snowball method and the avalanche method. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss it. Now, this next one might sound obvious, but it's super important. The fourth method for paying off debt fast is to stop adding new debt. If you're paying off credit cards while swiping them every week, you're just running in place. Put a hold on your credit cards, delete your saved payment information from online shopping accounts, and quit it with the buy now, pay later stuff. If you find that you have a hard time resisting that cashier when they ask, "Do you want to save 20% by applying for a Macy's credit card today?" Then put a freeze on your credit. This makes it impossible for anyone, including you, to apply for credit in your name. You can do this by contacting each of the credit bureaus and making the request to freeze or lock your credit. While it's not permanent, because you can call the credit bureaus at any time to unfreeze your credit, it does give you pause when considering applying for new credit. If for no other reason, it's just a bit more difficult to undo the credit freeze, so you're less likely to do it. Psychology. Think of it this way: trying to pay off debt while creating new debt is like trying to drain a bathtub with the faucet still running. So turn off the faucet and start actually seeing your progress. Another option for swift debt reduction is what I like to call the debt shuffle, moving balances around to get the best deal. Many credit card companies offer promotions like 0% interest on balance transfers for 12 to 18 months. That means you can transfer high interest debt to a card with no interest for a little while, giving you a little bit of breathing room to help you pay off debt faster because you're not accumulating so much interest during that time. Just be careful. Watch out for those balance transfer fees and always check when the promotion ends. I have a quick little story in this video about the time I didn't understand when my promotional offer ended. Check it out if you want a little chuckle. But seriously, if you're disciplined, the debt shuffle strategy can save you hundreds in interest and totally speed up your debt payoff journey. If you've ever considered any of these methods to help you pay off debt faster, comment debt reduction below. This next method is a small tweak, but it makes a big difference. Instead of making one payment a month, split your payment in half and pay every 2 weeks. Why? Because there are 52 weeks in a year. That adds up to 26 half payment cycles, or 13 full payments instead of 12. That's basically an extra month of payments every year without even feeling it. This keeps your balance low throughout the month and helps you pay off debt faster because less interest is being added to your debt balance. But you have to make sure that your total payment amount is received by the credit card company before the payment due date each month. If not, you'll get hit with the fee, and that's no bueno. Now, this process does take some planning, but I got you covered. Download my free one-page budget tool that I've linked in the description below to help you set up your budget for bi-weekly payments. I also have this video right here that walks you through how that template works. This next method can be a bit controversial, but it shouldn't be overlooked as an option. If you have multiple high interest debts, a debt consolidation loan could help. Basically, you roll all of your debt into one new loan with a lower interest rate. If your average credit card interest rate is 22%, you can find a debt consolidation loan that charges, say, 12%. That's a 10% rate reduction. Now, if you have credit cards or any other debt with an interest rate lower than the rate offered for the debt consolidation loan, then those debts should not be added to your consolidation. Also, if you have other loans like auto loans or personal loans that you've been paying for a while and you're nearing the end of your term, consolidating those balances into a debt consolidation loan may not be the best option either. This is because of the way financing companies collect their interest. They want to get their money sooner rather than later. Let me explain. Your monthly payments consist of two components: the principal and the interest. When you first start making loan payments, the interest portion of your monthly payment is higher than it will be toward the end of your loan. As you continue to pay the loan, you'll pay less and less toward the interest portion. If you're at the point where you're already paying less in interest, adding that particular debt to a consolidation loan may not be in your best interest. For the visual learners out there, here's a quick example with numbers. Let's say you have an auto loan with an initial balance of $20,000 at a 13% interest rate with a loan term of 5 years or 60 months. That would make your monthly payments around $450 a month. In the first month, $233.52 will go toward the principal, and $216 will go toward interest. So nearly half of your payment will only cover interest. But let's look at the split after you've been making payments for 2 years. At the 2-year mark, about $300 of your total payment covers the principal, and only $149 covers interest. After the 24th payment, your remaining loan balance would be about $13,000. If you were to get a debt consolidation loan at that point, you'd be adding that $13,000 to your loan at, let's say, a 9% interest rate for 60 months. The monthly payment amount for the $13,000 portion of the balance is about $280 per month. But you'd be paying that amount for another 60 months. In total, you'll pay nearly $17,000 to pay off that portion of the loan. Consolidating that auto loan into a debt consolidation loan, or even trying to refinance it, would cost you $3,200 more than if you had just paid off the original loan with the original terms. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about how that works. While debt consolidation loans can make your payments simpler and sometimes even reduce the amount you're paying each month, as you can see, there are some drawbacks. And remember, consolidation only works if you don't go out and rack up new debt. But when used wisely, a debt consolidation loan can be a very powerful tool to help you pay off debt faster and to stay organized. If you find yourself shopping around for a debt consolidation loan, use the free tool I've linked below where you can compare loan options. You simply type in your loan amount, the interest rate, and the loan terms in months to get your expected payment amount. Let me know in the comments how it works for you. Now let's talk about 2 ways to make paying off debt much easier. It's by automating your payments and using sinking funds. Automation is your best friend when paying off debt. Set up auto payments so you don't miss due dates. You can even automate extra payments to go directly toward your principal. Paying off debt is stressful enough, so take some of that stress away by automating your payments and just set it and forget it. I've provided more detail about automating expenses in this video here. Check it out and you'll also find more tips on budgeting and managing your expenses. And sinking funds. Sinking funds can also be extremely helpful in paying off debt fast. Instead of being surprised by big expenses like car repairs, holidays, or annual bills, set aside a little money each month in a separate account to cover those costs. That way, when those expenses come up, you're not reaching for your credit card to cover them. These 2 changes can really help you stay debt-free once you've put in all the hard work to pay it all off. Like most aspects of personal finance, paying off debt isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Whether you start by making biweekly payments, trying a 90-day sprint, or automating your debt payoff plan, the key is to just start with the plan and keep it going. If you made it this far in this video, drop a comment below letting me know what your biggest debt payoff goal is for this year. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thank you for watching, and please remember to like, subscribe, and share this content with someone who's ready to get wild about wealth. Take care.